What are your thoughts on, for instance, guns like, the Mini or the Micro Dracos?
They're fun. You know, they're neat little gadgets to play with. But you know, I classify that as kind of a novelty more than anything.
AK-47 pistol. It is a powerful assault-style weapon that police say was purchased just recently.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Negligent Discharge. I want to talk a little bit about some of these modifications that I did to the Micro Draco. First thing I did was I modified the rear trunnion in order to turn this into a capable fighting rifle, small fighting rifle. Added the JMac adapter for this folding stock mechanism on one of their arm bars or one of their stocks. I don't remember the model of this one, but it's real sturdy. I did all the rear rivets, like I said, changing out the rear trunnion. Changed out the shitty rivets that were in the front trunnion. Wound up changing the barrel pin, reamed it out, took off the barrel. Before I did all that, installed a standard AKM pattern rear sight block in order to add this attachment, this Artero arms. Got it from Kyber Customs. Romeo MSR, which has the T2 aim point micro adapter, same footprint. I mean, did a Krebs custom safety selector. I did the one with the rivets. I like this look. I wanted to keep the original safety selector that came with the Micro Draco. Krebs custom enhanced magazine release. It's actually working wonders for me. The original one that was there was really stiff. My theory is whoever put this together, they were too tight when they pressed on this pin here. When you do that, it crushes it and it doesn't allow this to move as freely. I did reuse the spring, so I know it wasn't the spring itself because the spring bounces back perfectly. I added the ALG trigger with titanium axis pins from MK3 firearms. As you can see, they look pretty badass when they get a little heat on them. Another thing I added was the M13 charging handle. It did not fit exactly like a standard ACAM pattern. I did file the insides a little bit to make it fit. So I got that to work. Red Loctited that screw. I also used Red Loctite on this Bravo mount because it's going to get really hot over here. You can actually see the piston. A lot of hot gases will come out of there. Also at the front, it's just a JMac Customs blast deflector pushing everything forward. So if I'm shooting on the grass or anything low to the ground, I'm not kicking up debris on myself. This is just a Bakelite Romanian grip that I got from my RPK that I'm not using at the current moment. One thing I noticed when shooting this gun is that when I do bring it into my shoulder and I'm bringing it up, I have to kind of bury my face into this riser. It's not really natural to shoot like that. I just like to bring the gun up and have the sight exactly where I'm looking, my line of sight. So for this gun, because it's so small, don't really have any adjustability on the stock, I have to jam it in my shoulder, bring my head down, what I'm thinking about doing is adding a riser to this just to get it a little bit higher, so when I'm bringing the gun up, it's directly in my line of sight. This is a little tight right now, but it's a little small compact package. Micro Draco. Yeah. And the reason why I didn't change out the top cover is I actually like this unique rear sight they have here, which I can actually right now still can't co-witness it, but just having the original dust cover, it just gives it a better look to me. As far as doing reloads with this and doing transitioning drills, you can't be too high on the magazine. If you're too high on the magazine, what will happen is that your index finger will hit the bottom of this, because this protrudes a lot lower than standard hand guards on a full-length AK, or most all other AKs. There's not too many that have the wood protruding. I think the crank has it, but it doesn't get in the way, unlike this one. So when you're doing those fast reloads, you have to be lower on the magazine, because if you're too far up or in the middle, you'll bang, and then you'll have to like loosen your finger pressure and push back on it. So that's one thing I had a lot of issues with trying to do faster reloads, is banging up the bottom of this. If you're gonna keep these hand guards, there's not too many on the market that do make hand guards for this. RS Regulate said they were gonna come out with some hand guards. Still waiting. As far as getting this really hot, this does not bother me, this wood, because it's so thick, the lamination on it. It's a thick boy, so I don't really feel the heat coming through it. I put my gloves on after I started doing stupid stuff, bump firing it with the drum. My finger touched the corner right here on this front sight. I got a little burnt there, but as far as actually the rest of this wood heating up to where it burnt or started to get hot, I can hold it without the glove. The only reason why I have the gloves is because I find myself accidentally either putting my thumb too high up over here and just barely nicking this when it's hot. It gets really hot. This is a front sight combination gas block. I had another guy pretty big in the AK building community tell me about the piston itself, to drill through the center and then drill through the side of the piston head, just so I can alleviate some of that gas. I wanted to go with an adjustable front sight gas block, but the one I wanted was the Occam Defense one. Their gas block angle only goes to is either a 90 or 45. Whichever one it was at the time when I was researching it, it wouldn't work on this. I looked at the what is it called, Rifle Dynamics one that they sell. I'm not a fan of the screw-ins at the bottom that clamp together the gas block, so I just left it alone. I'm pretty sure if you Loctite it and jam it down, it'll work, because that can work with a 45 or a 90-degree gas block, or a 90-degree cut hole in the barrel. Later on in the future, when I start getting more and more reps down this and I start firing it again, suppress, I want to change out the gas block or do something. I don't really want to modify the piston, because that's a permanent modification. It's hard to find. I don't even know where you can find these pistons. It's very small, the piston on this gun. I even shot this suppressed in the indoor range. I had tried to use a adjustable piston on this. The adjustable piston was from K&S. It was for a Draco. Now, it wasn't made for this Draco. It was made for the one bigger than this, the mini Draco. I tried to modify it, add pins to it, or spacers, just to make it work. And after probably 2 magazines, the thing broke on me. So until I figure out something, this is going to be the setup. It got a little kick to it, but it's manageable. It's pretty loud. I don't know if you can hear it when I was shooting it, the echoing. But everybody's cool here in Georgia. We all shoot guns down here. You know, people say that this is just a gun, a novelty gun. It's not really meant for fighting, you know, or doing any type of real work with it. And I agree to a certain extent. With this gun here, it is a very small, compact gun. The 30 caliber cartridge on this, it does not, you'd lose a lot of velocity, put it that way. A lot of energy is lost with the short barrel, it being this short at least. But for close range, it is pretty cool gun. If you want something like a truck gun, compact, this is cool. You know, this is what all the cool kids in the streets use, the Draco. The only difference is this is, like I said, this is the micro Draco. There's 3 different versions. You got the Draco, you got the mini Draco, and this is the micro Draco. All in all, I'm very happy with this purchase. Picked this up from my local gun shop. They gave me a smoking deal on it. I think these MSRP for about $900-ish. On a good day, they probably sell for probably the mid 700s. I got mine for a lot cheaper, so that's why I was able to put a little bit more money and effort into building this out. People that use this in videos in this ridiculous manner kind of gives it a bad name, but it's also cool. It gives it a bad name in kind of the 2A community, but where I'm from, New York, the Bronx, and living in Philadelphia, and then living in Atlanta now, this has always been something that, growing up and listening to hip-hop music, this was the cool shit. This is what everybody wanted. Now, is this going to be the gun that's going to be the end of the world fighting rifle? No. It's just something very unique, something different. But as far as my future plans, I'm really looking for a different gassing system to maybe lower that recoil, because I do want to shoot this suppressed with either the PBS-1 that I have, or the new resilient suppressor, the Putnik. Yeah, if you got any questions, if you want to see or ask me personally on my Instagram account, you can contact me directly. I'm on social media is That Gringo Rican. That's my main Instagram account. I also have another one I started, which is Negligent Discharge. That Instagram handle is basically going to be paying homage to everyone else in the AK community. So I'm going to dedicate the Negligent Discharge channel specifically to AK content. That's what's going to be, more of the higher quality pictures. That's what I'm looking for, and just sharing everybody's builds. Soon I'm going to be coming out with ways to support the channel. Obviously the lower end is going to be merch. I might do some giveaways. I have some of these magazines I'd really just been collecting for years. Maybe I'll do some raffles for these, I don't know, something. I got a bunch of Romanian drums in my collection, but anything to help support the channel right now would be just like, tag, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Okay, till then, drink on. Draco out.